Today's episode of the Just Keep Swimming podcast is brought to you by Audible. Audible is an online audiobook and podcast service offering over 10,000 books and the ability to listen to your favorite podcasts, including the Just Keep Swimming podcast. I personally use Audible all the time and suggest you take a listen to Intentional Living by John C. Maxwell. In this book, Mr. Maxwell shares his story on how he was able to live a noble and purposeful life and gives you tips and tricks so you can do the same. So please start your 30-day free trial now at www.audibletrial.com/JKS podcast, all lowercase. Again, that is www.audibletrial.com/JKS podcast. And if you have any more questions or concerns for the Just Keep Swimming podcast, you're always welcome to reach out to us on Facebook or at Instagram at Just Keep Swimming _podcast, or you can email us at jkspodcast702@gmail.com. And with that out the way, let's dive into it. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the Just Keep Swimming podcast. This is your friend, your boy, your host, Mr. Adrian Jackson, and we back at it again with another great episode for you. And you already know who I got with me, the man, the myth, the legend. It's Mr.
Wow. Right next to your boy this time. We ain't on separate mics. We're all together except the video chat. But, we'll be getting into that.
Yes, bro. You doing good today?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm wearing blue, Crip side, you know what I mean?
I'm saying you got all your gold showing and shit like an old player. I feel it, bro.
Hey, I work at the bank, bro. I got to show I'm with the money.
Right. Gold frames and everything. I'm sitting here like, look, me work from home. I feel like a bum right now. To you.
Hey, but you relaxing though. That's peace.
Oh, brother, I've been in slippers all day. Last time I put a pair of shoes on. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, so we have a very special episode coming for you guys again, as always, and we have another very special guest with us today. So I'm about to bring it to the microphone. Somebody I've been rocking with since college. I want to say listening class 101 or something like that we took together. The teacher was amazing, and yeah, she always has a bubbly spirit. So bringing to the microphone, I'm bringing Miss Rocksy. Rocksy, how we doing today?
We're doing good. I'm feeling good. Everything's good. Today's a good day. How are y'all feeling?
I'm doing amazing.
Immaculate.
Yes.
Love that. Get that yes.
Exactly. Rocksy, I just want to say I appreciate you for joining us today on the episode of the podcast. I know you're way out there in Texas, so thank you for taking the time, coming up with the schedule so we can be here today. And yeah, I feel we have a good one coming for you, and I have a great topic that I feel you can touch on amazingly.
Yes, I'm so thankful to be here. Thank you so much for having me. Like you said, we have been rocking it since college. So you and I go way back, and I believe, it was like listening or communication, some kind of vibe like that. But we wasn't paying attention. But you know what, we passed, and that's all that matters. And we cool.
Right.
Here we are now.
Exactly. I got my degree. That's all that matters.
Hey, that's all that matters.
Yes, ma'am. So today I want to talk about your profession, which is a flight attendant. Mm-hmm. I know you've been doing flight attending for a few years now. I'm not even sure how long you've been doing it for.
I have been a flight attendant now for 5 years. I am on my 6th year.
Really? Okay. So how do you like it?
So far, I like it, but as always, we keep it real. I genuinely loved my job. I started this career back in 2018. As you know, we've gone through some really challenging times with our COVID pandemic.
Right.
Not just our industry, but every other industry, especially frontline workers, like our nurses. I have a mom who's a nurse. I have a stepmom who's a nurse. So I know medical got hit really hard, but when you ask me that question, if I love my job, it's so bittersweet because it's a half and half situation. I love what I do. I love traveling to different places. I love experiencing new cultures, but the passengers have made my job really hard. And to be very real with y'all, a lot of my classmates who I have walked with and been best friends with since 2018 when I started this career are no longer with my company. I was furloughed with this company during our pandemic for 9 months. During that time, because I am a hustler and I don't know how to sit on my butt and not work, I did work and go back to my old roots, which is medical. I'm a certified medical assistant. I'm also a certified nursing assistant. So I got at a medical clinic. But yeah, our passengers are extremely the worst. And there are some days where I truly want to leave just because it's not so much I don't love what I do. It's my mental health over my paycheck. And this is really taking a really big toll on my mental health.
So how's what about the passengers that really like messes with you?
Right.
Yeah.
I think what messes with me with these passengers is their entitlement. It's their lack of respect. It's their lack of kindness and just an overall rudeness. And for example, like there's so many stories I could share with y'all, but like, for example, the entitlement, it's not even having P's and Q's. I mean, where I grew up from or how I was raised by my parents, like it's a please and thank you, yes ma'am, no ma'am type of deal. You know, yes sir, no sir. Especially being in Southern state, I'm in Texas, like y'all is a big thing and they take y'all really seriously here, like being super sweet, you know, like hey honey, hey sweeps or whatever. And like a lot of our passengers are just like, oh, get me water. Oh, go get me a refill. Oh, I didn't get my stuff. Where it at? Like, it's not even like, hey, ma'am, can I talk to you for a second? It's just demanding things. And it's expecting that on-demand thing. First of all, I'm not, you know, your beck and call on, you know, waitress. Guys, I understand that's my job duty. But when you're barking demands at me and not even saying please and thank you, that's an entitlement. And we have so many entitled passengers. And on top of that, we're dealing with super rude passengers. For example, like if we're running behind or anything like that, we've gotten people who are abusive, like who are hitting flight attendants, who are coming at us sideways. And it's just like the amount of things that I experience on a average day now, like our duty days when I first started this career was maybe at bare minimum 8 hours to 10 hours. I work a bare minimum now of 12 to 14 hours.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So much has changed since the COVID pandemic that I truly don't blame my coworkers who have left this industry because it's truly not how it was when this pandemic hit us in 2020.
Right. So like, what's the difference between, like you said, when you first started in 2018 to right now, like what's the biggest differences for you?
I think the biggest differences that I've noticed with this career in my 5 years that I've been here so far is my schedule, my rest time, my contract, and our passengers. Once again, when I first started, I remember like the trips were really easy. So normally we have a 1-day trip, which is called a turn, which is kind of like, think of like a huge circle, like you just fly to a destination, you come home. So that's a turn. It's like same day drop off, same day come home. A lot of parents or students or people who have to be home the same day love those type of trips. We have a 2-day trip, which means you just stay at a destination overnight and you come home the next morning or afternoon. And then we have 3 days and 4-day trips. For example, all of those trips that I just mentioned, normally like our flights, which are called legs in aviation industry, are very short flights. Like it would be maybe like Dallas to Austin, which is like a 30-minute flight. And then after working 30 minutes, I would fly maybe another hour. They would do like Austin to Oklahoma or something. Nowadays, in the 5 years that I've noticed with our COVID change, because of like, you know, optimizing money and everything like that, because we went through a furlough and things like that. Nowadays, like I said, my duty day minimally is a 12-hour day. At max, I can fly 15 hours a day. I've been worked at least up to my 14-hour max, almost going to my 15-hour max abilities. And I've noticed that the legs are very long. Like they still kind of give us a 30 to 40-minute block. But after that, like I'm not just working 1 to 2 short legs. It's 3 long legs every single day.
Oh, man.
Right.
And then by the time I land, it's hella late because you expect like the way that our system is now, it's being made by a computer. I am a human being first and foremost. I am not a robot. So unless y'all are actually flying what you're putting on a computer system and generating it through a computer system, then you need to understand how humans work. I am not a robot going for 14 hours a day with no breaks, not eating, nothing, and just switching around and getting passengers in every single day. And so That's another thing too, is I don't really get breaks. I'm grateful if I can sit in a corner or go to the back of the galley, which is the back of the airplane, and just go in the corner and just stuff my face with a salad or something, because I haven't eaten for 7 hours because I've been trying to just work 2 consecutive flights back to back.
Oh, wow.
So like a lot of people don't understand that. And it's like, when you get mad at us for weather, you get mad at us for maybe your airplane that's not there at the gate because we're running behind because of a mechanical or weather or anything like that. You need to understand, first and foremost, this may not be my very first flight with you. This may be my 3rd or 4th flight, because that's how many flights they're making us work per day.
Oh, wow.
I think a lot of people, like, that's the other thing too I've noticed with passengers, like the lack of like compassion and kindness is just, I don't see it anymore. I feel like even though I work for American, I feel like I'm working for Spirit. Like, these people are for the ghetto.
Oh,
and
wow.
I am not for the ghetto. Okay, I am for the sheets, not the streets. I'm over here like, goddamn, like, I mean, if you want to go that route, because I'm a firm believer, if you don't start none, there won't be none. But if you want to start something with me, I'm going to handle that. I'm going to fix it. I'm going to let you know, and I'm going to correct you, because the amount of disrespect that we've been receiving is something that I'm not going to tolerate. And a lot of these passengers will just step over people, especially my new hires. Like I said, so many people have been quitting. My company has been hiring year after year after year. If you really want to get in, this is your time to shine, because we have such a high turnover rate, because this is not the same industry, like I said, from 2018. And these new hires are like, oh, this is so glamorous. And then when they go through this, they're like, I don't want it no more.
Yeah.
And so I don't blame them. I mean, this is how it is. And if you don't got tough skin, you can't just soak it and bounce it back on people. This is probably not going to be the best for you, because these are how people are going to treat you. It's like we run in the streets and they expect you to just take that. I'm not your human punching bag where you can disrespect me, yell at me, cuss me, put your hands on me, and expect me to stand there and still serve you and take care of you, trying to get you to your destination. That's not how it's out. And it boggles my mind, because it's like, you wouldn't ever talk to somebody like that at the grocery store, where you know I could call the cops on you and have cops come and meet you. But because you feel like superhuman, you feel like a superpower, that if you put your hands on somebody, you talk back to them, who are you going to call? Nobody, because we're in the sky. I can't get cops to come here immediately until we land at a different destination.
Right.
And it's just wild, because people are thinking like, let's just try it. Let's see how far I can go until I get cops pulled on me when we land. Like, why do you have to be like that? If you don't want to be here, then go find another mode of transportation. You don't have to take a plane.
Wow, that's crazy. So it kind of reminds me of like the lesson they always say, you're supposed to treat the janitor the same way you treat the CEO.
Yes.
And people are just not treating you with that respect of, you're human too, you know, like you're here at work, you know, you're not here to serve them, like you say, hand and foot, or like you're their personal butler. Like, no, I'm at my job.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And like, I mean, like, I feel like nowadays we be seeing so many headlines, not just with my company, but other big timers like Southwest, Delta, United. Like, for example, an American just recently, touching upon what you just said about, you know, being a butler. We had a first class passenger who got extremely irate, threw a tantrum like a little baby. I could probably pull up the article on my cell phone right now. It just got posted, and he was executive platinum with our company. So we have different levels. There's like executive platinum, then there's concierge key, which is our highest level. Mm-hmm. Basically, we were delayed a flight or something, and all of our flights were pre-departures and first class cabin. So you get a little pre-departure before we go. I don't know exact details, but I guess the plane was running behind and we were on a delay. So unfortunately, the pre-departures did not happen. This customer lost his marbles and decided to go ham on this flight attendant, and just came at her and started barking at her, being rude, cussing, swearing at her, and just be like, where my drink at? Where my drink at? And doesn't understand, like, we can't make drinks right now when we're trying to board a plane that's already delayed. And went extremely berserk, started yelling at her, coming at her, verbally abusing her. They called cops and everything, and he started crying like a little 2-year-old. Didn't want to get off the plane. He's like, "Oh, I didn't talk to her like that. I didn't put my hands on her." Blah blah. And they're like, and he's like, "It's over a drink." And he's like, "Yeah, but it's really important." And he just like started crying, and I was like, "Oh, you guys are harassing me." And he just ran off the plane crying. And then of course he like is trying to like sue American for that, for his non-pre-departure beverage, because God forbid, it's so important for that, because trying to get 179 other people to their destination when you're already delayed for your pre-departure drink is that important, because you can't wait 30 more minutes to get your drink during first class service.
That's crazy. So you deal with entitled people all day, low key, then?
Yes, I feel like entitlement, disrespect, and just rude people, it's top 3.
So do you work on the higher class type of flights then, most likely, or more often than not? Or like what type of flights are you normally on?
So even being at 5 years right now, I don't hold a certain route, but I prefer to fly domestic. I'm not one of those international people. I'm just the type where like, ooh, that look good on Instagram, but I'm not going to work it. Dallas to Paris, for example, is like 9 hours. To London, it's about 10 hours. To Japan or any of our Asian countries, it's over 14 hours. I just don't think I could be on a plane that long. The most I'll ever do, obviously, because I'm born and raised in Honolulu, is our Honolulu flight. It's 8 hours there, 8 hours coming back. I will do that just because that's my family. I want to go see them. And obviously, I'm getting paid to do that trip. So why not? It's 2 birds with 1 stone. But I do not have a set like route that I get. But as your years go by with the company, you can obviously hold different layovers or, cities that you would like. So I normally just fly within the 50 states. And I try to pick cities where I know I have family or friends. So I'm kind of like a lot on the West Coast. I've got a lot of family and friends in California, in Washington, Nevada. So I try to just stay within that area. So like, when you go to layover, you can go catch up with some people and just, talk with them and have your mental release. Like people don't realize your mental health is worth everything. I don't care about no job, no paycheck. I've truly seen, like I said, my friends I've graduated with walk away from this career because your mental health is not where it needs to be. And I respect that and I honor that.
Right. So like you said, I know you deal with a lot of frustrating people. What do you personally do to, keep your mental health strong? Because I can feel the frustration. I'm like, oh, wow. So what do you do to keep that smile on your face?
Yeah, because you're handling it well.
Yeah, handling it very well, yes.
I think what I do to handle it is that, to tell you the truth, I come from a really strong household. My parents are divorced. They divorced when I was 1.5 years. My dad left me pretty much point blank, just didn't get along, up and left. My dad has never paid for child support, pretty much a deadbeat. Not afraid to admit that. Everybody knows that about him. So it is what it is. He chose to not be a part of all 3 of his kids' lives. Unfortunately, my dad has done this with my stepmother, who is also divorced. Oh my God, I can't even talk today. And he left my sister too when she was 1.5 years. So me and my sister are hella tight. We don't know what it's like growing up with a dad. My brother's 5 years older than me, so my brother got left when he was 5, and then he was dealing with me when I was young. But I think I get my strength in my like I said from the beginning, if you won't start none, won't be none type of thing from my mom. People who know my mom know she don't take no crap from nobody, and I think that truly has rubbed up on me. And also, I've been through some really hard shit in my life that has made me realize if I don't speak up about it and I don't do something about it and I tolerate how you treat me, that's how it's going to be. But if I put my foot down, I speak up and I say something about it, it makes me check you. It makes you realize what you're doing. And also I've learned to just really sprinkle heavy on that kindness, because it's really a cliche saying, but you do kill people with kindness. Because if you come at me sideways and I'm coming at you super nice, it's going to make you realize how you coming at me and how I'm coming at you. That's how you should be talking to people.
Yeah.
I think over time, it's crazy when I look back on it, I was not like this. I wasn't oh, I'm not going to speak up, because I'm oh, God forbid, something does something to me. But I'm why are you going to stand there and just allow people to treat you like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and it's funny because I'm listening to you talk. I'm like, okay, Rocksy became a thug. You hear a little gangbang going on in her voice right now.
I know. Oh my God. If you would know anything, I know Adrian in college, I was probably a timid, super go with the flow. Oh, you want me to go open the door? Sure. You want me to go do this? Sure. I know you know that for a fact. I am such a people pleaser, heavy on yes. I don't know how to say no to people. I don't know how to stand up for myself. But like I said, we all about raw. We about being real. I'm going to be very real with you. I went through an abusive relationship for 4 years.
Oh, Lord.
And going through narcissistic things like that and having somebody who puts you through domestic violence, I've truly learned strength from that, because not only from my mom raising 2 kids on her own and then helping with my third, because my stepmom, like I said, got divorced. Okay, we're going to edit that because I can't. So I think that's where my strength really comes from. It comes from my mom. I've seen her just handle it. And my mom was a preschool teacher. That was her passion. She loves kids. She's a wonderful mom. And I've seen her give up that career to become a nurse because my grandpa had a talk with her. She truly was like, I can't support 2 kids on my own without child support. And my mom's not one to ever depend on anything for anyone. She want it, she gonna get it. And she don't care if you help her or not. You don't want to help pay for your kids? All right, cool. I'm gonna go find another job, or I'm gonna get a second job. I'm gonna find a way to pay for both of these kids on my own. And she had a real talk with her dad, with my grandpa. And my grandpa suggested nursing at that time, back in 95. And my mom's been running with it. She's been a nurse now for over 30 years. And she makes obviously a great income with all of that sonority. So I've seen her just up and leave a career she loves, became a nurse. And obviously she loves that as well because she's taking care of people. It's still incorporated, what she loves doing, which is taking care of people, caring for people. So I've learned that independency, but my mom has a mouth as well, like me. And I'll see her just she don't like something, she's gonna tell you. And it's gonna hurt you, it's gonna sting. But my mom's like that. If you can't handle her up and real, her bluntness, she don't really mess with you. She's gonna be like, whatever, you're not cool. I've seen her do that. But I think also going through my domestic, I really always was that people pleaser. And after getting out of that situation and taking off the rose-colored glasses, I really learned from him in that relationship, going through therapy and all this stuff. I've learned that if you don't speak up about something, nothing's gonna change.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You notice that change because that's so wild that you called me out on that, because in college I was like that. Then I went through that crazy relationship for 4 years and I just came out like a brand new butterfly. I was like, whoo, I think the light came on or something, and I realized you gotta sometimes just be a little tough cookie, because if not, people are gonna just step all over you and just do whatever they want because they think you don't care. It's not that I don't care. I see everything, I observe everything, but when it gets to the point where you really are hurting me or you doing something disrespectful, I will check you about that, because it's not how you should treat people.
Yeah, right. I was gonna say I kind of empathize and understand to a degree. It wasn't domestic, but I went through that narcissistic, emotional, psychological abuse in a sense for 2 years, and I feel like I'm in that middle road from where you are now to where I was before with that people pleasing and stuff like that. It's yo, you dead ass gotta say what the fuck you need sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta say what you need.
And what was it? Example at work, there's this relationship manager that I have never met her or anything like that, but she seems to just drop cases on me with no information, expecting me to do her job, which is creating a relationship with the business client, getting what they need, and so I can build the account. But no, it's oh, here's the name, here's a number, build this account, they're interested in this. And I'm like, okay, well, why the fuck am I doing all this when I'm working at the branch doing requests from my relationship managers? I got 2, not 1, but 2. Now you're throwing shit on me. I got walk-ins and then I got other shit going. It's I can't do that unless you can get the stuff that I need and then it's all prepped, or you can ask the other people, because I can't, I'm bogged right now. So, yeah. Why
should you be doing other person's work when you ain't getting paid for their job as well? You should just be doing what's assigned to you. And that's another thing I've noticed too with my job, talking about job duties. And that's any job you at, you expect me to do your role too, and it's at the end of the day, I ain't getting paid for do 2 people's jobs. You come to do work, then do your work. And if I can help you, or if I'm willing to help you, sure, I'll help you. But don't just drop it on me and expect me to take care of it.
Because I appreciate the compliment that you see me as a good worker to take on all that shit. But the reason I'm a good worker to take on all that shit,
because I have enough. I can handle my work.
Right.
Yes.
I can't handle yours too, Linda. Look, Linda, listen.
Right. Listen, Linda, listen. So I know you were talking about job duties. Yeah. And I'm just curious on what duties does a flight attendant have that the average flyer wouldn't know about? For me, I know that when you check me in on the plane, you say hi, give my peanuts at some point, pass a drink, you do the whole exit road thing. Yeah. And then I did good, didn't I? Yeah. I learned my shit.
You throwing up the Hail Marys and praying that Jesus is gonna take the wheel, but you oh, he not, but I'm gonna handle it somehow.
But what other duties does a flight attendant have that the average person wouldn't know about?
So other duties that you guys may not know about. Ooh, that's a lot, because y'all don't see behind the scenes.
Right, exactly.
So, I wonder if somebody posted it, but like somebody had posted it. I'm actually on my phone. It's like things that we have been told to do before boarding. So if you guys did not know this, we do not get paid for boarding. So when you guys are boarding an aircraft, I don't get paid until the airplane door closes. So
Really?
Wow.
I didn't know if y'all knew that, but it is, it's very accurate. I actually have a photo, don't mind me pulling that up, because these are all things that we do that I do not get paid for, that people are like shook it to find out about. So this is a little list here that I have on my phone, but somebody made it. And so these are things flight attendants do, but I'm not paid for. So for example, I have to report to work 60 to 90 minutes before the departure time. So y'all don't understand, if the flight's at 7 p.m., I have to be at work by 6 p.m. So we have to be there an hour before. Also, I have to do briefings with our crew, our gate agents, and our pilots. We go over safety. I go over security, service, customer needs. So on flights, sometimes we are transporting prisoners. I have to meet those officers that are transporting that prisoner. We also have LEOs on board, which are law enforcement officers who are also strapped, meaning they're carrying their guns. I need to be informed of that. Also, being from Texas, a lot of our pilots do bear arms, so I have to know of that as well. We have to know of all those safety things. Also, I have to know about all of my equipment, where everything is. So that hour before that check-in, before the flight starts, I'm doing all of this, going over briefing, going over my route, going over if there's turbulence going off, if there's anything we need to know about locking down early. I'm going over and checking off all of our safety equipment, making sure like our CPR machine's working, the AED machine, making sure we got fire extinguishers, making sure we got a raft, making sure we got my slides. I'm doing all of that. We have to make our announcements. We're helping passengers with seat assignments, lifting, stowing, carrying on luggage. And a lot of things that I want to make heavy is, do not come at us when you ask us to lift your bag. First of all, pack your bag. If you cannot lift or you don't go to the gym, ask me to lift your bag. Okay, you got big engines, use those big engines. And if you don't do squats, you got chicken legs, figure it out, bro, because I'm not going to help you unless you're my grandma and you looking like you pushing on 100 dinosaur. I'm going to help you because that's my grandma. I'm going to see you as my grandma. I'm going to help you, my grandpa. But if you looking like a willing and able passenger in your 30 to capable zone, figure it out. Do some squats, bend down on your low and push that up. Because like I do not get paid to lift those bags. And if I break this rotator cuff from my shoulder, you ain't paying for nothing. And I'm not getting paid. People don't understand. If I lift your bag and something happens, because like I just emphasized, I don't get paid for any of this, the company will not pay for it if I get injured.
Wow.
That's some bull.
So you're required to help, but if you get hurt during the helping, your insurance doesn't cover it.
They do not pay for it because I'm not paid for that for the boarding process. I'm paid when the door is closed. So when you guys are asking us to lift your bag, we are not saying no to be rude. It's because my company will not pay for it if I get injured helping you, because I'm not required to help you to lift that bag.
Corporate America. Corporate America.
Well, the thing is, people will come at you like, oh, you being a bitch. Oh, you being hella rude. You don't want to lift my bag. First of all, Linda, don't be packing your shit hella heavy and expect me to carry your stuff. Second of all, you don't know my situation. I'm not required to lift your bag. And if I get hurt lifting this bag, I'm not paid by my company because I'm not getting paid right now during boarding process. You don't know that information. I'm on my own. If my shoulder goes out or my arm goes this way, I'm on my own because I'm not getting paid. The door wasn't closed.
That's crazy. See, that right there just blew my mind. Like, I had no idea that you're not paid. Like, I'm thinking second you clock in or second you show up, you should be on the clock.
Exactly. And that's what we're fighting for in this contract, is exactly those words that you just said. When I show up, when I clock in and I scan in 1 hour prior to departure to do all these things that I'm writing to you or reading to you about, I should be getting paid to do that, but I'm not. I'm showing up and doing the Lord's work for the free 99.
Wait. So you show up an hour to an hour and a half early, right?
Yes.
You clock in?
Yep.
But you don't get paid until the doors close.
That is correct.
That's some horseshit. No, that's wow.
So then what happens if you clock in, but then the flight get canceled because of snow or something on the other end?
So we do get something called call-out pay. It's up to 3 hours. So we do get paid for that if I have to go home and leave. We get 3 hours of call-out pay because I showed up and I clocked in.
But if the flight is 5 hours, you pretty much getting cheated then.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and then on top of that, I'm also helping like briefing for unaccompanied minors, for all the kids who travel by themselves, people with disabilities, passengers in the exit row. I'm also setting up catering for all the meals in first class, all the snacks in the back. We're having to count, make sure we have all the ice and everything like that. And then I have to make sure we close off overhead bins. I have to make sure that the galley is secure. So we're doing so much behind the scenes that when you enter and say hi, welcome aboard, understand that I'm still not getting paid until the board.
Oh wow. One quick second, Roxy. We're having a little technical difficulty.
No, you're fine.
This ain't turn off the microphone when you're not speaking. Or lower volume or speaker volume. So let me lower the TV. Cool. Can you hear us still? Okay, perfect. Okay, cool. Like we fixed it. Yeah, it was saying we was echoing or something. So I was like, let's make sure it sounds good still. But yeah, no, I think right now you kind of just blew my mind because I was unaware what a flight attendant actually does. Like I knew, like I said, open the doors, safety instructions, trash at the end.
Yeah.
You know, get ready for the next flight. But I didn't know you had to be there an hour early and and then everything you're doing before that, before the doors even close, is unpaid. So but you have to be there though, but you're not getting paid for it. That's fucked up. That's out.
And I think that's why we're fighting for that contract. I believe Delta is for their boarding. But the downside of that is Delta does not have a union. My company, I do have a union. I pay union fees. It's about $20 per month. I have that representation if anything goes south. But for example, I don't know if another mainline carrier is also getting paid. I may have to do more research, but it's all Delta is paid for pay.
Got you. So, one of my other questions for you is I know we've been talking about a lot of the bad of it, a lot of the headaches of it and stuff like that. Let's talk a little focus on the positive now. Like, what are some of the biggest benefits you receive as being a flight attendant?
Ooh.
Besides a free flight home.
I mean, first and foremost, thank you, Lord Jesus, that my flights are always covered. I love that. Hallelujah. I mean, like you said, I'm from Honolulu, Hawaii, so I'm sure y'all know if you were to just Google it right now, round trip ticket from Dallas, Texas to Honolulu is probably easily $700, $800. I'm just very grateful. I can call my family whenever I want or as I please. Or for example, like yesterday, I just picked up a trip. Somebody dropped it. I was able to work it. So besides the free flights and making sure my team is good, because you also are able to add people on your travel benefits.
Oh, okay.
I think the other thing that I love about this job is the ability to get people to where they need to get to, like connecting people with that. It truly makes my day when I know that I'm connecting people to somebody maybe they haven't seen in forever. I'm connecting to their family, their loved ones. It really hits me hard, even though I'm out here hustling on holidays like Christmas, my Thanksgiving, my New Year's. That's another thing too. Being a flight attendant, kiss goodbye, being off for all holidays, especially if you're in the seniority bracket of 10 years or below, you work in all holidays. And I'm only in the 5-year bracket going on 6, but I'm working all holidays. Only off Thanksgiving. I've been pretty blessed the last 5 years being off, but I normally work the next day after. But most of the big holidays like Christmas and New Year's and all that, you're gonna be working, especially with the seniority. So besides that, like being able to connect with everybody, also just kind of being there for passengers when they're going through a hardship. I've had to transport people who are going home for funerals or who are military. Either their child, your brother, your sister has passed away and they're underneath our cargo belly. Those are really hard flights for us, but it's such an honor and a privilege to be able to take home people like that and be there with them in those times of need. And then also, like a lot of our captains sometimes go through retirement, and being part of their 30 years tenure of being at our company and being able to celebrate with them, that's kind of a big deal too. So kind of nice doing all of that.
Yeah, no, that sounds like a lot right there. And I think I loved how you put that, like the idea that I'm helping people get to their destination and where they actually need to be. You know, I'm helping family members see somebody they haven't seen in years, or shoot, I'm helping a soldier be able to go back home and be buried where he should be buried at. So I think that's actually beautiful right there. I just brought home 20 Air Force airmen that just came home from deployment from Kuwait. I just brought them home to Dallas. I believe the route was,
where did Baltimore. I just home from Baltimore to Dallas, but we just had 20 of them coming home, and their final destination was Little Rock, Arkansas. But they were on my Dallas route before connecting to Little Rock. But I was just able to drop off 20 of them safe and sound from Kuwait. They just finished a deployment overseas. And it's moments like that that make me really love my career, because I do have family and friends who are military, and I know that heartache when you don't know if they're coming home or not. And so to bring home all 20 of them from Kuwait, it was a big thing for us. It really meant a lot, because we just, like, you could tell they were just so humbled, and we gave them a shout out on our PA system, like, welcome home. And they were like crying, because like I can understand, like, being deployed overseas for years is like hard.
Right. Yeah, no, I can understand that. And yeah, I salute you for that one for sure. Definitely makes our soldiers feel good.
It makes me want to cry, because it's like, thank you so much for your service. But like, they say, I'm bringing you home. Like, you know, that's the best feeling, because you've just been in Kuwait for X amount of years, you know?
Right. Exactly. You've been somewhere overseas, not knowing what's about to happen. You never know what the next day may bring. And now you home. Like, oh yeah, you can't beat that. Like, only
dude, I can actually eat a home cooked meal, not know it's like vacuum sealed whatever. So you guys see
Man, I'm thinking about sleeping in my bed without having to worry about being woken up for no reason.
Still misses me, because I miss you.
Yes. For real.
That's what I think about being on the road. I miss my bed.
So, what I was gonna ask you. So, okay, cool. So one of my next questions is now just experience stories. So I want to ask first, what is your best experience so far as being a flight attendant? Like, what is one experience that has stood out for you in your life, pretty much?
Ooh.
Yes, good question. My goal is to make you think at some point.
Real good question. I have to like reflect on 6 years of my life out here.
Man, come on, something stands out. It has to be one thing. Oh, I helped that little boy see the cockpit for the first time, or you know.
I think the one big one that I have that still resonates with me is my first love was medical before I did the airline industry. So anytime I'm able to incorporate my first love, which is medical, with also my aviation career. One memorable one is on a flight from actually Honolulu to Dallas. I had a bipolar schizophrenic patient. Actually passenger, sorry. But see, this is how you know I'm part of medical. I like say passenger, like it's a patient or patient passenger. But it was the red eye coming home, because we only operate night flights coming home, because it's a very long haul coming home from Honolulu to Dallas. So normally the flights leave at 5 p.m. or 7 p.m. And then we get home to Dallas around 6 a.m. or 8 a.m. depending on which time you're coming out at night. So basically, we were on that flight, and we started getting call lights. We started getting complaints around the whole row, like around that area. So it was like in the middle, and then the row in front and the row in the back. So we had a passenger who went through a schizophrenic maniac episode, which basically means they were swearing. They were saying, I'm going to kill myself. I want to hurt you, like pounding their head on the window, pounding their head on the cushion in front of them, just slapping themselves, physically hurting themselves, because they're having hallucination. That comes with being bipolar schizophrenic maniac. So he was assuming somebody was chasing him, trying to kill him. So he said, I'm going to kill you, saying F-bombs, just going berserk. But he was off, he was going through his episode. So he was traveling with his companion, who I also have to give a huge shout out to, because if I've never not seen unconditional love, that is unconditional love. So I was able to talk with him, because I was the only person out of my whole crew member that had medical experience, being what I am certified and licensed to do. I was able to talk to the companion. We were able to go over medications together. We were able to go over time schedule. Like, what time did you last give him his Lexapro, which is also a mood stabilizer? Like, we were able to go over all these things. And I said, do you have the pills with you? Which obviously he should have, which he did. And he's like, I normally don't give it to him, but this is an emergency. I said, yes, it is, sir. Go ahead and give it to him. Let's try and get him sedated. Just try and get him to stabilize himself, because he's going through a hallucination right now. And so I remember just talking to the companion, and we're just like talking to him, trying to think of things to like deter his mind. So I talked to his companion, trying to get to know him better. And so he loves music, and he loves Diet Coke. So I had somebody run and get him a Diet Coke, so maybe we could try and defer him by drinking his soda. And then also we started plugging in earphones to our in-flight entertainment system. We do have a radio station on there, or a music in-flight section, like a tab section. We were able to get music on him, get his earphones on. I was able to run him a Diet Coke with the ice, and he was able to just like drink and trying to contour his mind on listening to the music and the Diet Coke, like just trying to get his mind off of, you know, somebody trying to kill him, because that was his hallucination that he was going through. I was with him the entire time, trying to just, you know, pray that this med kicks in, and it took a minimum of 30 minutes. That's normally how it takes, because he already had one before takeoff, but this was an emergency, like he needed it, but it wasn't going to kick in for 30 minutes. Like when you take Tylenol, it does take a hot minute. So I was with him the entire time. And passengers were really worried, because he was like saying, F you, like I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna touch you, like just going off. But I think these passengers understood he was, you know, going through a mental disorder. It has nothing towards them, like literally. But it was a night flight, everybody's trying to sleep, and he was just yelling, making big commotion, and everybody, like we got kids, everybody just sleeping. It's a red eye. And so I stayed with him the entire time. He finally calmed down. We were able to get like padding and blankets around his window. And we were finally able to get him calmed down. He ended up going back to bed. I did a couple walk-arounds around with his companion, went back and forth, just, you know, making sure everything's all good with him. If he needed anything else, I made sure his companion was good. I hooked him up with snacks. I gave him some drinks, anything he needed, just to like let him know, hey, I know this is probably hard for you. You've gone through this before, but we're here for you as well. It's not just about him and settling him down, but I want you to know you're human as well. And I salute you. Like, I find that admirable. And like, we started talking, like chopping it up and like getting to know each other. And so basically, I mean, he didn't share with me. I know it's probably extremely personal, but he basically said this is his life partner. And his partner went through a very traumatic incident. It happened obviously during the pandemic. And it truly changed him. And he became bipolar. He became schizophrenic. And I don't know, God forbid, what that traumatic event that he went through that altered his brain like this. God bless you. But yeah, so he altered that and he became like that. And his companion has stuck by his side through all of these changes, and it's like literally ride or die.
That's crazy.
That's beautiful though.
That is beautiful though. That's a beautiful story. I'm glad you were able to help out.
It just like touched me, and that's something that's memorable. I don't know if it's because it's also the route. I'm from Hawaii, and being able to just work Hawaii flights, even at my seniority, because at my base here in Dallas, like to hold a Hawaii trip is almost like 30 plus years. So it's already such an honor that I get to work my hometown flights when they're very senior trips. And I don't know if it's just because, like I said, it was my love for medical and being able to just be there for the patient or the passenger, and his companion. Like, it really just meant everything to me. And I also received a kind of like a point system that we have, or like a recognition system from one of our passengers who wrote in about that. And I have that certificate with me, but she wrote about that incident. And she was like, I was a passenger who was sitting in one of those rows, and she's like, I really commend you, because it really could have gone south. And we thank you for just stepping in, calming him down, getting the meds ready, and just making sure we all got to Dallas safely and not having to diaper. And she's like, it truly just meant the world to see how much like compassion and love you had, because I didn't realize, a person with a medical background, like, we do need you sometimes, you know?
Right. Mm-hmm. No, and I think that's beautiful. And it's like, you know, that's like a sign from God of like, yo, you didn't go to medical for no reason. Like, even though you're not in the medical field, it's still useful in your regular life and other aspects of life, you know? Like, it's like me, I'm not a teacher, but all my stuff I've been doing with kids, it still plays off, and it still helps me out in other aspects of life, like playing flag football and stuff like that, you know? Mm-hmm. So, I find that beautiful. That's amazing right there. All your skills is finally coming in handy, huh?
Nothing is ever wasted.
Bob the Builder.
Yes. No, and that's like how bro said, nothing is ever wasted. You know what I'm saying? Nothing is ever wasted.
And a lot of people don't realize that, like, sometimes you feel like, oh, God forbid, I'm lacking something, or you not got something. Like, it's times like that where, like, knowledge, like you said, or things you've learned or experiences you've been through, like, sometimes is going to save your ass. And it's like, you might think like, oh, God forbid, I'm not where I'm supposed to be at, or I'm not doing what I love, or whatever like that. But anything you're doing in life, whether it be your work or just helping with family and friends, whatever you got inside of you, somebody may be lacking that or has never done that or experienced that, and you right there to be their right hand. And people don't understand, like, that's what it's all about. It's a collaboration, it's that teamwork. And I think that's another thing I love about being a flight attendant is that we don't have managers on board. I really solely, like, if it's just you two and it's us three together as a team, like, I truly will lean on you and ride with you because this is all we got in the sky. Like, I don't have a manager. I can't just be like, let me go talk to Linda or let me go talk to my boss. You do not have a boss on board. The only person that truly kind of is a boss is your captain, but they're not visible. They're behind a cockpit door. So it's only 4 of y'all and it's me, 1, and I've got 3 of y'all. All 4 of you really just need to get it together. And people don't realize, even if somebody gives you bad vibes, you're not getting along, you got to push that pride aside and be like, we got a situation. All 4 of us need to come together. Ain't nobody else going to help us besides passenger if we need the body weight or help with anything. Right. And I think this job really teaches you, like, really about working together and putting your pride aside, because I know there's people that you come to work with and you're like, oh, I don't mess with you, but it's like shit hits the fan, you gonna have to learn how to work with them because you all like that on this team here.
No, and that's like the beauty of, like, respect everybody for what they have and what they know. You know, don't be an asshole to Stacy, because you never know when Stacy may have something that you need right now.
Like, I got snacks, baby. You gonna need snacks if this plane goes down. I got you don't want to be mean to me because shoot, the foodie here is gonna bring. I don't care if they say jump and slide, leave everything. Best believe these pockets come in with snacks. You didn't say this.
I'm sick. Like, but that's how you survive, though.
If you put in my cocoa water in this pocket, it's gonna expand.
That exactly. So let's flip the script then. What is one of your worst experiences as a flight attendant so far?
Oh.
And I asked that, you know, not try to bring up any anger or nothing like that, because I can feel it, but at the same time, I'm just really curious to, like, the best and then the worst, you know?
The worst?
If you're willing to talk about it.
Yeah, no, the worst, believe it or not, was actually from another, I don't know if he's a flight attendant, pilot, or what he does, but he works for Southwest Airlines. So if you're listening to this, you know who you are. You know who you are.
Shout out.
Shout out to you. Okay. He's white. I know. I'm white too, baby, but mixed white. Thank you. But no, so he was sitting in the exit row on one of my flights. And okay, I get it. You know, when nature calls, baby, nature calls. I get it. But there's a way to go about the situation instead of, like, physically coming at me and pushing me.
Oh, wow.
Basically, this employee who was using his benefits, riding on our company airlines, literally was sitting in the middle of an exit row, jumps out of his middle seat in the exit row, goes over the aisle seat, comes on top of me and pushes me into a car and wedges me in between a car and runs to the bathroom. I don't know what's going on over there, but literally physically touched me and pushed me. And then literally came back from the restroom or wherever he was going and was like, oh, excuse me, can I get in my seat? And I'm like, no, you can hold on. And then when I was able to pull up our company tablet, I noticed he worked for another airline because it's coded a certain color. Mm-hmm. When I approached about him, I was like, sir, you put your hands on me. You pushed me. And he's like, no, I didn't. No.
Gaslight.
And then, of course, like, everybody saw it because there was another girl who, as you know, on the cart, there's 2 of us pushing it, one on one side. And the girl saw it. And so both of us reported it to the captain. The police came down and met us. But I was like, you cannot be treating airline employees like this. You work for a company like Southwest, for example. I'm on the same spectrum as you. I ride different airlines as well because that is a benefit we get. If you guys might not know this, but when you work for an airline company, you are able to also ride for free on other airlines as well.
Oh, wow. That's tight. I thought you had to be on your own airline, but that's cool.
Yeah, you can hop on other airlines. So if there's like a flight, like say to Nevada, where you guys are at, we're able to just hop on that if there's more available seats. So because he works for Southwest, I was like, I'm not tolerating that. Do not just jump up out of your seat like, woo, and then go jump over your aisle seat and then go ahead and put your hands on me and push me. I don't care if God forbid you had an emergency. Cool, homie. You have a mouth. Open your mouth and be like, hey, I really got to go to the bathroom. Can you stop?
Right.
He just full on just went berserk, like jumped over like a whoo and like pushed me, like wedged me on there, and I fell over because I'm trying, like, he physically pushed me.
That's crazy.
And I was just like, hello, like, you see me, I see you.
Right, like, you better than me. I would hit him with the cart. I hope if I asked you to jump and I would push the bitch to make sure you didn't land right. But that's just me. I'm petty like that.
Oh yeah, I'm petty.
Yeah, Rocksy.
Petty.
Yeah, no, but no, I understand though, and it's crazy. Like, I didn't expect that. I guess being a flight attendant would have so many ups and downs and left and rights and insides and outs. Like you guys do a lot. You know what I'm saying? You guys do a lot. I did not expect this at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we are literally like. I remember I read this like saying or this quote somewhere, but flight attendants are not just there to serve your drinks. We're not just here to serve your pretzels or whatever. We are literally a therapist. I am a counselor. I'm a griever. I'm a mom. I'm an aunt. I'm a babysitter. I'm like everything. I'm playing like 90 roles in whatever your flight duration. And it's crazy because like it's just like you guys lean on us for so much, but you don't understand like how much I'm doing. They're like, oh yeah, it's just cute. She's just slanging her pretzels and slanging her drinks, but you don't understand. Maybe I was holding your 85-year-old grandma's hand because her son just died or committed suicide. You may never know that aspect of her career because you never ask about it and you never hear about it. It's not like they write those stories up about it, or
right.
You're hugging a mom who's never seen her son for 6 years because maybe he was in Kuwait for overseas. Mm-hmm. And it's just like that common saying, you never know what somebody's battling. So give every person that grace and give them that kindness, because especially on public transportation, every single passenger literally has a story. And I may be battling something, but I'm still showing up for you so you can get where you need to get to. Because if I don't show up, we're not going at all.
Right, exactly. And on top of that, look, you have to mask it more than anybody because technically you're on the clock during the time. So you can't be in there and be like, nah, I'm pissed off today, I'm gonna be mad. Like, no, you have to be a friend.
And this is like something where like I struggle with still. So if y'all got secrets, tips, or whatever, please drop them to me, because if my mouth will not say it, my face will say it.
And
and it's always like those common ones like, oh, this fit on the last flight. And I'm like, that overstuffed bag weighing 97 pounds fit on, okay.
So I think I think me and you had that same problem of, I may not say it, but you can see it all in my face that I'm calling you a dumbass right now, or I'm saying you're so dumb. Yeah. So one thing I've been practicing is just fuck it. No, that's
I mean, but that, like low key though.
Yeah, low key though. Like you have to be like, at some point you have to be like, you know what, fuck it. Like I just been practicing my tone. You know what I'm saying? Because you can say something at a monotone, but you keep it real. It's like blah blah. They start yelling back. It's like, why are you yelling for?
Yeah.
There's nobody in this conversation yelling. That's your fault.
Why you yelling though?
Yeah, like I had that issue with HR the other day. He came in there and he was mad that I didn't sign the new paperwork because I was asking my boss some questions about it. And then he just came in and started, you rebellious, you this, you that. And I'm sitting here like, why do you feel that way? Because blah, blah. Like, my apologies. That wasn't my intentions. I was just asking a question of my boss. Well, but we have a meeting. I'm calling. Okay, well, sorry you feel this way, but that's your fault. And it literally just made him look like a fool, because it's like, yo, you're screaming, you're yelling, you're trying to throw in statements and make somebody look dumb, and it's like, I'm not breaking my character for you. I'm sorry, I don't get paid enough to break character.
Exactly. And that's like the mindset you gotta have, is that like at the end of the day, like I have this 5-minute rule thing, or like 5-year thing, where this is not gonna matter 5 minutes from now and 5 years from here. It really just doesn't deserve my energy. And I've been so heavy on energy. I realized peace and energy are currencies that I'm never going to exchange my peace of mind for. And I realized like there are just certain things and certain people that are just not worth your energy. And whatever battles they're facing is really not your problem. And whatever they're giving to you is their own personal battle. And that's something you should never be a part of. And it's like, if that means I just got to chuck up the deuces and just be like, I hope you have a really great day and I'll pray for you, and walk away. And that's the best you can do, because way you're coming at me sideways, I know this has nothing to do with me. It has everything you're battling inside your head, or whatever you're dealing with at home, or whatever you're going through. And it has nothing to come at me. And it's just like, I realize people don't realize your peace of mind is so heavy. Like my bag and my peace is like all I want. And it's like, if I have to protect that at all costs and cut you off because your energy is coming at me, I will. Like I don't.
No, and I agree. Yeah, it reminds me of the. You ever heard the dump truck story?
No, what is that?
So one day there's this business guy getting out of work. He jumps into a taxi and he tucks to the taxi. You know what I'm saying? The taxi driver, he's like, no, take me to my location pretty much. So the taxi driver is driving And then at some point, some car goes and cuts the taxi driver off. And something happened where the guy had to slam on his brakes. And then the taxi driver like goes around to the other side. And then the guy starts cussing out the taxi driver. And the taxi driver's like, okay, have a nice day. And then the dude in the back was like, yo, this guy almost killed us. How can you be so calm? And he was like, you know, a lot of people are like dump trucks. They go throughout the day picking up trash, picking up junk, picking up anger, picking up reasons to be upset and stuff like that. Yeah. And just like a dump truck, you can pick it all up, but you only dump it one time. Yeah. So it's like,
and people do that. They just unload on you one time, and they expect you to absorb all of that, take it all in, and then portray that bad energy and bad vibes. But it's like, I'm coming at you with good vibes. I'm at my peace, my energy, but you dumping everything in there. And that's such a great story, because people do that. They just dump it all on you because they don't know anybody else, or they don't have anybody else to talk to, and they just pour it on you for the first person who will listen.
Right. Or some people don't even realize they're doing it, you know?
Yes, they don't even realize it.
Yeah.
I think one thing that I wanted to share is that I've learned this from one of my therapy sessions is it's actually a really just great combo starter. And I've tried to do this with a lot of my relationships, especially with family and friends. I always ask, do you have the emotional capacity to deal with something that I'm about to share with you? And if that person says no, I respect that and honor that, because I'm like, no, this is not the time and place to dump my problems, my issues, because I asked them a very simple question. Do you have the emotional capacity? And they say no, I'm going to respect that and just be like, okay, no problem. You know what? I am going through something right now, but I understand maybe you're dealing with something as well. We'll just share it another time. And I didn't realize that, because like you said, sometimes you don't even realize that. And hearing it from my therapist, I'm like, I got checked, because I'm like, dang. Sometimes I just pour all my situations, all my problems that I had at work or from my family, my friends, and I didn't even ask if you good or if you ready to listen. I just started talking because I just assumed you always there because I'm there for you. Bro, and I realized my therapist was saying, just asking that simple question, do you have the emotional capacity? And just, you'll be amazed by some people, just, you don't even know what they're facing because you're so ready to get it off of you that you don't even ask them if they good. You just want to pour it out on them. You can't do that to people because that's just heavy. And I was like,
that's real.
Wow, like
that's real. And that's what I need to get to, that level to ask the emotional capacity, because I do it all the time, bro. Like, I'll call, and just the way you answer the phone, I'll be like, you good? You know what I'm saying? You all right? You got a moment? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't have a moment right now, we can call back, talk later, whatever it is. It's not that important. Like,
also, as a heads up, I won't answer the phone, or I'll tell you if I'm not ready for it. But
then my problem is I'm a prime example of whether I'm upset or not, I'm gonna answer the phone, because when my Uncle Melvin passed away, I was taking a nap and I kept ignoring the call because I'm like, I'm asleep. And then when I answered the phone, somebody passed away. So that's why I'm to the point now, like, I'll answer the phone because just in case it's something I need to do right now, I want to be available. But then at the same time, that's when it gets to the point of, oh, well, shit, if it ain't nothing important, then you busy? Okay, yeah, I'm busy. I'll talk to you later then. I'll call you back, you know.
Yeah.
But
yeah, and I'm the same way too. Like, but I'm on account of how my character is, I always leave room to be able to do that for the people that I care about.
That too.
So it's like for example, for like, let's say you or Fernando or something of the sort hits me up, I always leave space for you because y'all are my close knit. Right. But for somebody that I met at a rave like 4 months ago and he hits me up and it's like, oh yeah, what's good, bro? Unfortunately, I'm gonna leave him on red for like 4 maybe days or something like that, because I just don't have the energy to keep up that conversation with work being hectic and stuff like that. Right. Because I'm trying to save that for people when they need me. Right.
And people don't realize that. They get upset about that. Like, you don't reply ASAP because they're so used to you replying ASAP. It's like, I may be going through something, or I just, like you just said, I don't have the energy.
Yeah.
Like, it's not I'm ignoring you or you don't matter or you don't care. It has nothing to do with that. I might, like, for example, today I'm running on 2 hours of sleep. If I don't reply to you, it is all love. It is nothing to do with me ignoring you, not caring, not wanting to be there. It's just, I may be sleeping, or I may be just trying to just enjoy being home because I literally just worked 17 hours.
Exactly.
Right, exactly. And I don't feel like talking about whatever you have going on in life. I want to put myself together.
Yeah.
I love you, but can I just get 5? Because I'm gonna call you back or I'm gonna reply. And then it's like, and then I realize over time, people really do get that because they go through that as well. They're like, oh, it's like, I really just don't have the energy to like type you back. Like I'm like tired, you know, I'm barely have my eyes open.
So the beautiful about that, like, you pressing that boundary down and respecting other people's boundaries is like you'll see who's like actually like a part of your crew
circle.
Because Fernando I just got home, bro. Got home, went upstairs. I planned for the whole day I'm gonna read some of this book. As soon as I get upstairs, Gerald already said he wants to hang out later. I was like, okay, I need to get some of this reading in because this is what I want to do. Fernando calls me and I'm like, nah, I'm gonna have to I'm declining.
It's crazy how we compartmentalize and like do these checklists, but at the end of the day, like I feel like as we growing, as we building as a team and everything like that, we realize over time, like, wow, like we all in the same boat, you know what I mean? And it's really, like you said, you can really see who fucks with you and who doesn't and who just has your genuine interest. And I think as we get older, especially being in the 30s club, like I'm just at that point in my life where I'm just like, you know what? You don't even got to say anything. You can just sit back and observe because you're just like, cool. Because it's like people's actions, like I'm a firm believer, their actions will say everything about their character. I don't even need you to speak it. I don't need you to run it. Just let me see how you move. Because once you see how they move in their actions, that says everything about them because that's who they are. You can't front that and you can't lie about that.
Yep. Or my favorite
you are the person. That's your character.
Or one of my favorite things now is just practicing saying no, you know.
If I say no
and you blow up because I said no, okay, there's something wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you call and ask me for something, I'm like, nah, I ain't got it right now. You get mad, okay, there's a big problem right here. You have to figure something out right now because you ain't got it and you mad I ain't got it.
I'm gonna pray for you.
Right. Yeah, something ain't right. So, yes, ma'am. So, I know we're starting to run over time a little bit, so I just want to get to our end game a little bit. I have a few more questions for you.
Okay.
So, my first question is, being a flight attendant, talking to the world, what is a message that you would like to send out to all your patients/passengers?
No, I did that right. My first love. If I could incorporate a message to my patients/passengers, it would definitely be show grace and be kind. As simple as it sounds, and we've touched upon this in the podcast, is you truly do not know what somebody is battling. As a person who does go through mental health, you do not know what happened between my day. You don't know what I'm battling and I'm going through and I'm showing up with. And like you said, I put a mask on because I'm trying to run this for the public. You don't understand maybe the demons that are running through my head right now. And maybe I may be depressed, but I'm still showing up for you. And so even if it's not at work or it's just at the grocery store or the gas station, I'm a firm believer just showing some grace, having that grace and being kind to others is the most beautifulest thing you can do, because you don't know how much somebody needs a hug. You don't know how much somebody needs that smile or how much somebody needs your good vibes, your good energy. And that's why I try 100 to bring all of that, because you don't know whatever somebody's lacking is what they're going to take from you. I'm not saying they're going to take your energy from you, but they're going to take that and just absorb it, because maybe that's just what they needed. And as heavy as it sounds, maybe that's what they needed to just make it through another day. And if somebody's battling between, God forbid, ending their life and just trying to see if life is worth living, you got to understand, if you can take it like that, take a minute to be empathetic, be kind and show grace, it's going to go a long way for you. And I promise you, a lot of people are still hurting, especially from our pandemic. It's been hard.
I don't know if I'm pretty sure you get this as well, because you kind of mentioned it, but like just the amount of times of having that mindset, especially understanding the mental health side of things. I mean, people just randomly walk up to you and just start talking and venting about shit. And it's like, yo, I didn't ask for this, but like, you seem like you need it.
I feel like I get that all the time. And the one thing that I get a lot from people is that your energy, you have such a contagious energy. You have a contagious like spirit. But like you said, I may not even know you, and you coming up to me and just projecting onto me, I'm like, yo, I don't know you like that. I love you, but peace. Like, I'm not trying to carry your problems and my problems, because I'm already carrying my own problems.
Right.
It's crazy when you have that kind of aura or that good vibe, that energy, because you know you just in that good place. Because I'm such a firm believer with Jesus. Like, I just know if I don't got it, God got it. And it's just like crazy how just random people, like even my passengers on planes, or even when I'm just out and about doing errands, like I just feel like people just instantly trying to talk to me. And I know I'm a pretty, extroverted. I like to be social. I'm a very social butterfly. But at the end of the day, like, I don't know if it's just my energy, because I get that compliment all a lot. They're like, you just have such a really bubbly, energetic, like peaceful energy. And I'm just like, okay, thank you.
And I'm on the flip side being an introvert, but people still walk up and I'm just like, okay. That's fine.
Y'all better than me. I have no idea what I am. I'm just here.
I'm just here. Just go.
I'm introvert, extrovert, retrovert. I'm just retro. Here. I'm just here, man. But I love that though. Say it again.
I said, we're glad you're here though.
Oh yes, always. but no, I think I love what you said just now, because it reminds me of this me being fat. When I go up to Jack in the Box, they always have the sign now that says, please be nice to who showed up to work today. Like pretty much saying like, yo, it's hard to get people here. People ain't showing up. People don't want to work. Please be nice to the ones that are here. Like, stop trying to just be an asshole because the food takes a little longer, or something. Just be patient. Be patient. Patience goes a long way.
Yes, thank you. Yes, especially in our industry. Please be thankful for the ones that showed up, because if we don't show up, you ain't getting nowhere.
Taking that cat bus.
Yep, you are taking spirit, baby, and may the spirit be with you.
So, I always ask everybody that joins the Just Keep Swimming podcast where you're still swimming to, definitely in your flight attendant career or just in life. Like, where are you still swimming to?
Where am I still swimming to?
Yeah, so when I say still swimming to, I look at it as, just keep swimming. So we're all in the ocean. Every island is a goal. But the second I get to that one island, I'm trying to get to the next one, because there's always another goal ahead. There's always more. So, I know you came a long way, 5 years. You're finally stepping up the totem pole. I was wondering, like, what are your next goals? What are your next steps that you're trying to get to?
My next step is I'm still chipping at getting into nursing school. I have finished on my prereqs and everything like that.
Oh, congrats.
So thank you so much. Unfortunately, I did not go to nursing school at this time because my grandpa passed away. So I was in a rock and a hard place. So I did defer from it. But my goal is to become a nurse. So I am still reapplying this year, and I'm hoping to get into an accelerated program here in Texas and finish that. Once that happens, I will probably do just part-time flying, just to keep my benefits, obviously. Obviously, my family doesn't live here, and family's really everything to me, and I need to see them. Right. So that, and just continuing my career, taking care of my passengers, and trying to juggle 2 jobs and do that, and just, hopefully be married and successful and have kids. So.
It's all coming for you for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, you have that vibe. You attract all the good things in life for sure. Like,
dude, I don't know if I attract all the good things, because these dudes be out here trash.
I mean, my mindset is, though, they're all there to teach you a lesson. You know what I'm saying? They're teaching you what you want and what you don't want. You know what I'm saying? They're showing the signs of what to look for, what not to look for. So it's
Amen to that.
He may suck, but you're like, you know what? You taught me something new. Thank you for that. Delete your number.
Yes. Delete your number. Block. Everything.
Block. Yeah.
On to the next.
So then my last question for you is there a quote you would like to leave with us today?
Oh, okay. I know you told me about this.
Yeah, I told you about this. You got to be prepared. If you're not prepared for this.
I was. Let me pull up my handy dandy photos, okay? Don't come at me. I was prepared. Okay.
You see why you're very past communication class now, right?
Okay. Okay, so let me see. Okay, I do have a quote here. This is it right here. So it is like a biblical or like a God quote, because I'm a big Christian here.
Yeah.
So mine is, the Bible says that God's plan is us to prosper and not be harmed. So when that road ends, career's over, or that relationship comes to a halt, thank Him, because sometimes God closing that door is actually the best thing for you.
Amen. I agree.
And we just said that. All the dudes, they're there just to teach you a lesson, because so much is coming.
And I'm a big believer in that, because I have learned over time that even though I can't see it, I know He sees the bigger picture. Yeah. And for example, like I just said, reapplying for nursing school, I didn't get in last year, but I realized maybe it's just not my timing. And I've learned over time and I've seen it before that his timing is always the best timing. And I've that like when I read that quote, and sometimes it's my screensaver, like when I read that, I realize a closed door does not equal a closed no. That just means that it's coming for a bigger and better opportunity. And I've learned to just have to accept that and just open my hands and be like, whatever it is, it's going to be bigger and better, because I've always learned that saying no, rejection is just redirection. It's not a no, it's just redirection. So you never know. You don't know what you're being saved from or protected from. And I thank God for that every day, because I truly don't see it, but I know he sees everything.
Amen.
In God we trust.
Amen.
In God we trust. Hey.
Yes, no, I love it, man. I love it. I think that's beautiful. It's not a rejection, it's a redirection.
Yes.
You know, it's just...
I remember my pastor taught me that, because when I was going through colleges before I ended up in Nevada with you, I was like, why am I getting all these no's? And I ended up there. My cousin went to Nevada. And I think I just realized when I finally graduated, I was like, wow, if I had just kept pushing at doors that were closed on me, I wouldn't have ended up where I'm at. I would have met you. I wouldn't have been at the same school as my cousin from Maui. Like, it's just, I really had to learn that answer. And he just remembered, like, I remember him just telling me, he's like, don't ever take rejection as a no. It's a redirection. So be patient, and you're going to see why that no was a no at that time, and why your yes is bigger than your no.
Right, amen. And that's my mindset. You know, everything happens for a reason, even if I don't understand it or never will understand it. I know it's part of the bigger plan that's made for my path, you know, made for my steps. So,
but don't you love the sense of peace within that too?
Oh yeah, you just let go.
Yeah,
you just let it go. You just forget it and keep moving. You know. So
and
I
think that's the other thing too, is like that other this other quote too, is like, all your worries, just leave it at him, and just knowing that, like you said, it's that peace and not knowing, but at the end of the day, you know somebody's got you because you left it at his feet, and I'm gonna just chuck it up because I truly have done everything I can, and I prayed about it, and it's just, there's no sense crying over spilt milk when you know you've done what you can.
Right, man. Amen. 100%. So another question you have, bro, at all?
No. Respect it. No, I'm just playing.
Miss Rocksy, is there anything you'd like to leave us with?
No, I don't think so.
No, we got everything off your mind. You was able to vent everything you wanted to vent.
Do you have the emotional capacity to deal with what I'm about to give you? Because I want to be respectful of your time, your energy, your good day, whatever you're going through. So make sure you ask those questions, y'all. Make sure the person you are about to vent to, whether it be your brother, your best friend, your dog, or whoever, I'm gonna still ask my dog. So my dog, I don't think want to be my emotional support animal no more. He probably like, I'm sick of your shit, sick of everybody's shit. So, and he's sleeping right now, so that's probably heavy emphasis on he's sick of my shit. He's like, I'm gonna take these ESA papers out because, lady, it's been rough in these streets.
He's like, I'm gonna take the opportunity to let you talk to somebody else and take me a nap before you talk my ear off. Nah, I feel that.
It's just like, you learn unconditional love. Like, he just over here like, this lady go through so much and I can't even speak. I'm just like, all right. But you still gonna feed me dinner, right? Like, and my snacks, and you gonna still pay for my rent. Oh yeah, I mean, absolutely. And you sleep on my bed. That's great.
I feel it. So, Ms. Rocksy, I just want to say thank you so much for joining us today. We truly appreciate the conversation. You taught me so much about an industry that I knew so little about. And, I know you taught one of our listeners out there something as well. And if you didn't, I'm just glad you taught me something.
Oh, you're so welcome. And we appreciate it. So next time you're on a flight or anything like that, please spoil our flight attendants, even if it's just a hug or if it's like Starbucks gift card or treat. I promise you that little gesture will not only take care of you for the whole flight, but you will truly make somebody's day. Because like I said, we are battling all of those things just like you guys. And it's, you don't know if we're already on my 12th hour of my day. Because like I said, my duty days are now 12 to 14 hours. So just showing a little kindness, little love, we will take extra care of you, but we will love you even more because we don't really get those little gestures anymore. And we really do appreciate it.
Right. I feel it. Yeah. Tip your flight attendants, people. Tip your flight attendants.
Hey, give us some Starbies, and I promise you those drinks will be unlimited, baby. It'll be like Trey Songz up in here. So you want that experience? A simple A $5 Starbucks card will get you in the door. I promise. Just a little simple something.
A little hint right there. Make sure y'all write it down.
A little hint. If you guys see me on an AA flight, make sure you drop those Starbucks. Hey.
Yes, ma'am. So cool, Rocksy. I just want to say I appreciate you so much for joining us. Thank you for the time tonight, for letting you keep you up a little later than I know you're ready for bed. So thank you for letting us keep you up and everything.
No worries. I'm so thankful y'all let me join y'all, and it was so good to reconnect with you because God forbid we've been through the trenches in college.
Exactly. We made it through though,
through the waters and everything.
Man, we made it through though. We made it through. That's all that matters.
They say, baby, we still got those degrees, so we made it.
Exactly. They can't take that away from you either. They can take the paper, but the knowledge is here.
Exactly.
Yes, I love it.
Thank you guys so much for having me, for just letting me shed some light on the flight attendant industry and just letting people know what we battle and go through. And just remember, always be kind and show some grace. So thank you guys so much for having me. It was so much fun and I appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am. We appreciate you. Please don't leave yet, bro. Okay. Thank you so much for another great episode, man. The beat in the background is fire as always.
Appreciate you.
Any projects you want to shout out?
No. I'm trying to find my peace, so I can't create the project that's about peace. So
I understand that. I truly understand that, man. So everybody out there listening today, thank you guys so much for joining us. If you haven't signed up for your 30-day audio trial, it's still not too late. Sign up for it. Get your free 30-day trial. Get some knowledge. You already know how to reach out to us. IG, Gmail, Instagram. IG, Instagram, same thing. Facebook. With that being said, I hope you guys had a wonderful day, a marvelous afternoon, a splendid evening, and remember to just keep swimming. Go ahead and say it for me.
Just keep swimming.
There we go.
Hey.
Continue. Stop.